Happy Friday, June 26th, St. Albertans. I'm Paul Huckelak. This is TV7.ca News, and Lisa's away today. Now, today the RCMP need your help locating a missing man. Crystal Lucier has some important financial updates, and Karen Armstrong has some advice for the struggling parents out there. All that and always more, but first. Everybody, have you checked out our new website yet? Well, if you haven't, you can head on over to www.tv7.ca for exclusive content, extended interviews, and more. All the stories on this video are available over there as standalone pieces. So if there's a specific segment you like watching, you can do that. Once again, it's all over on www.tv7.ca. St. Albert RCMP are seeking your assistance in locating 23-year-old Danik Couture. Police investigation learned Danik was last seen on June 20th in Edmonton, and that he may be hitchhiking to Quebec to visit family. St. Albert RCMP are concerned about Danik's whereabouts. He's described as being a Caucasian male, 6 foot 1 inches tall, and 190 pounds. He has blonde hair, blue eyes, and a full beard. He also has a heart-shaped tattoo on his left hand and other tattoos on his neck and full arm sleeves. He was last seen wearing jeans with a hole on the left leg and a black t-shirt. Anyone who has information on Danik Couture's whereabouts is asked to contact the St. Albert RCMP detachment at 780-458-7700. Here's Karen Armstrong. Weekly, she's always here, and today she's got some tips on how to deal with your kids during COVID-19, during summer holidays, and in general.
Today, I'd like to reach out to the parents that may be experiencing tension with their children, especially teenagers. So as we all know, with COVID, the children have been home. It's been a huge change in their usual routine, and, noticeably so, there's some attitudes that pop up. And so I just wanted to bring some awareness around it, because if you're not aware, you're going to be right in there reacting with them, so they're reacting to you, you're reacting to them. And what I'd like to do is kind of pull you back and help you kind of see it from a different light so that you're better able to respond and decide what you want to do. And with all things in life, just try different things and see what works for you. So when it comes to the kids, they've lost the vast majority of their core values. Now that it's, the restrictions are lightening up and it's nice outside, they are getting out, they are seeing their friends. But it's been several months of way less connection with their friends, exercise, accomplishment. So they all complain about going to school, but it actually feels good to learn and to grow. And so they're missing these parts of who they are and what they need to be fulfilled. And they don't even know it. So just like us, when we're missing our values, you feel that void, and they're feeling the same void. And so aside from that as well, it's good to be mindful that children actually absorb our energy. So when you're stressed out or angry, it's actually going to impact them. And then again, with that awareness, it's that you're now going to be able to step back and respond to them instead of react. And they're children, so all they're going to do is constantly react to things. So real quickly, I'll share 3 things that you can do to really help your situation. The first one is to intentionally have open conversations about emotions. Children need help identifying what they're feeling, having them validated, knowing they have a right to feel that way, and then help them process it. What kind of things can they do? Do they just need to let go and forgive, or is there some action they can take? The second one is to give them some space. So they have chores, they don't want to do them. Write it down, make the expectations clear, have consequences if they're not achieved, and then let them do it. Instead of constantly telling them in the moment, they're going to feel like they're being nagged, or when it works on your schedule. It's very effective to be clear, put it in their hands, and then if they don't do it, you can deal with it from there. And then the third one is to make sure to intentionally send your children positive messages. And sometimes we forget this, especially when they're older and especially when they're acting up. So telling them how much you love them, telling them that you're proud of them, and especially thanking them for things, or sharing ways that you're grateful that they're in your life. Really interesting things can happen when you intentionally put those types of messages out. I'm Karen Armstrong for TV7.ca News.
Members of our COVID-19 recovery task force met again on Wednesday. Now, they discussed how the committee will support St. Albert's economic and social resiliency from the COVID-19 pandemic. An important component of the meeting included identifying and understanding the various ways St. Albert has been impacted by the pandemic, so that they can develop strategies that will support its recovery. Mayor Kathy Heron is quoted as saying, "Recovery from the pandemic will focus on economic and business impacts, but we must also be well aware of and understand the human impacts that have affected all of our business owners and residents. It's important that we support the strategies to help everyone within the community move forward and create a stronger tomorrow." Now, the next meeting of the Recovery Task Force is scheduled to take place on July 8th from 10 until noon. And for more information, check out the city's website.
I want money.
Good morning. We made it to another Friday. I hope everybody is staying healthy and doing well. Today, I want to talk a little bit about CEBA. CEBA is the Canada Emergency Business Account and was put in place by the government through banking institutions as a solution to help small businesses receive a zero interest loan through your financial institution to assist in non-deferrable expenses to ensure that small businesses can get up and running again. Now, by non-deferrable, we mean things like rent that has not been deferred, operating costs, utilities, any payroll that you might have that's not wage subsidy applicable. And so all of those expenses to keep you up and going and maintain your business to ensure that you're on your feet and that we're giving a kickstart back into the economy are applicable for use of that CEBA loan. Now, those non-deferrable expenses can be paid by the CEBA loan, but the CEBA loan qualifiers were quite stringent prior. So it meant that you had to have a business up and operating with a business registration number or business and GST number by March 1st of 2020, and you had to indicate that you could show that you were paying payroll of more than $20,000 to employees through the T4 path, the payroll path, not dividends, effective in 2019. You also needed to indicate that you were showing a net income in 2019 to be able to apply. This caused a lot of issue for people because you can be a corporation and be a sole shareholder owned and pay yourself in dividends and not payroll. You still have a viable business, you're still making money, and you still need assistance to get back on your feet with those operating expenses, but you wouldn't qualify because you didn't pay yourself T4 income, which as a business owner, you would know you get the option of how you split that and how we deal with your income as a shareholder. The problem was that they were running into a lot of shareholders that paid themselves dividends and therefore were not qualifying for the loan, as well as sole proprietors with significant businesses that were not qualifying because they weren't corporations. So there have been changes to the CEBA loan. They have been put in place as of this morning, June 26th. They were supposed to be put in place by the 19th, but there were some programming issues that needed to be passed on to the banks that they needed more time to work through. So one of the biggest things is applying for the CEBA loan. How do you do that? How do I know that I qualify? Well, as of today, you can qualify even if you paid yourself dividends or if you are a sole proprietor. So make sure that you're reaching out to your financial institution. If this is something that could get you back on your feet as a small local business, reach out to your institution because the application is not done through the government or online, it's done through your bank. So reach out to the bank that you bank with for your business and do the application process. Now, if for whatever reason you do not qualify for CEBA loan still, you still have an option because there there is the RRRF funding loan. So if you are in a more rural area and you want to apply for the CEBA loan, but you don't qualify, you can apply through Community Futures. Community Futures is local in St. Albert in the Westlock region. So if you're in Morinville, St. Albert, out in the country in this area, you can reach out to Community Futures in Westlock. You can go to the Community Futures website or look up the RRRF loan or talk to your professional, because if you need assistance getting your business back on its feet, your professional should be helping you with that to ensure that you have the appropriate documentation and the cash flow forecasting to show that you can make payment on the loans. The loans, whether they're RRRF or CEBA, are $40,000 maximum. So you can borrow any amount that you can prove that you require for non-deferrable expenses up to $40,000. That's a zero interest loan, whether it's through Community Futures or your bank, and it's over a period of 5 years. So the payments can be stretched over 5 years. They are encouraging people to pay off the loan by December 31st of 2022. If you can get that loan paid off, the $30,000 or up to $30,000, 75% of the loan paid off by the December 31st, 2022 mark, the remainder of the loan will be forgiven. So essentially you're getting a zero interest loan with the flexibility of up to $10,000 non-repayable to help you get back on your feet and ensure that small businesses are being supported and encouraged to rise again post-COVID-19. So if this is something that you are looking into and you do have questions, if you don't know whether you qualify or not, you can talk to your bank, you can talk to your professional, and if you don't have somebody to assist you, please reach out. These are put into place to assist our businesses to make sure that our local economy is getting re-injected with funds and that our local businesses aren't dying off. So if you do need assistance, please reach out to your local professional. We're more than happy to assist. Again, I'm Crystal Lucier with Preferred Tax Solutions. This is TV7.ca.
I want money.
That's it. That's all for this week. If you have any community events or news that you'd like to share with our viewers, please send us an email at news@tv7.ca. And St. Albertans, on behalf of TV7.ca, thank you very much for sticking with us during our virtual COVID-19 social isolation. On behalf of all of us here at TV7.ca, I'm Paul Hucklack. Stay safe, be kind, have an amazing week, and see you next week.